Aquarius, how are you? We are doing your weekly reading for week beginning April 12th, 13th. Now listen, I know I'm super late this week, so rolling them out. All this time at home, you think I would have time? No. Do you know how good daycare is? We are all at home and loving it, aren't we? Okay, let's do your weekly theme, my dear. How are you feeling? You guys have had a good couple of weeks. Very big soul tasks, you know, being the bringer of this new energy, trying to permeate our consciousness and our reality, and something deep within you has known this for a very, very long time. Whether you identify as someone that is on an awakening journey or not, you know, whether you actively go out there and you are some form of healer, inspirer, influencer, whatever the case may be, you know, you might be the voice of wisdom and guidance. Just in the humble workplaces that you find yourselves in, we are always, wherever we go, there we are, yeah? So your energy is the gift to those around you, to the connections that have come into your life for a reason. Offering and inviting others to really come into union with themselves about higher principles, higher ways of looking at things and their pain, their past, their opportunity. And of course, the mastery of all of that is the journey of the Aquarius. Okay, let's have a look at your theme for the week. Change. Yes, because we're coming out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. And now that might be applying to your life on some level in some way. Maybe you are experiencing a deep metamorphosis, catharsis. Maybe, you know, you might be switching jobs, switching relationships, switching your old perceptions and beliefs about any number of things. The change card shows up. You are walking the line. You are walking the line. Who else had this week? Was it Libra? I'd have to go back and check. Now look, and I only learnt this week, but I hadn't noticed. If you look in here, there's fire. And it's funny how I pick up on different energies depending on who I'm reading for, but I do feel like I'm speaking to Aquariuses that are well and truly aware of what's going on around their world. And now I talk about this concept of 3D and 5D in my work with clients. You know, this wave, this distinct, two different levels, two different collective energies that you can experience when you go out there. Like when I go to the shops, I can really feel this fear energy. It's starting to dissipate and ease up now, but honestly, I don't feel anything other than peace and tranquility when I go up and connect in. And anytime really, I find I often have to disconnect from this hectic energy, this hectic collective energy of fear that's generated for any number of reasons through many, many different channels. You know, when we are uncertain about the ground we're standing on, it's very human, very natural for us to engage our fear-based senses. I feel like I'm speaking to Aquariuses that are very well aware that this energy exists out there. And that you know you have a choice. Each and every day that you wake up, you have a choice to either look back or engage with this heavier stuff, or to look this way. And you are almost even shifting in between. So maybe you go off to a mainstream job and you're feeling this, and by the time you come home and you're in your little tranquil space or with your loved ones, it's very easy for you to shift into that. That's what I'm picking up for you. This doesn't, I feel like you've always been like that too in many ways, Aquarius. I feel like I'm also speaking to Aquariuses that know that a recent situation, connection, lifestyle needs to be walked away from, because you were always shown an option for something other than what you felt like you had to experience, live, put yourself through. I don't know what that means, but I feel like it's relevant to say. Connecting in with the sun energy is important for you, Aquarius, to truly identify the path you're walking on, the line you're walking on, and how fragile that is ultimately. Maybe I'm speaking to Aquariuses that can get tipped either way, really get sucked into this heavier stuff. that is just there, and we can just as easily go the other way. Okay, so I feel like it's also a heads up kind of card too, Aquarius. Just be mindful of the energies you are taking on board that do not ultimately belong to you. They belong out there in the collective. We can detach from them quite regularly and frequently, and should. There's only so much fixing and guidance and inspiration you can do in that regard. Okay, nature at this time will be ultimately healing, and I feel like I'm speaking to Aquariuses that are starting to experience the vitality that comes from speaking their truth. Maybe you've held deep beliefs for a very long time and you've never really shared them. Maybe there's something, a creative venture that you haven't really tapped into, and you're only just doing that now. This creative part of you has been wanting genuine expression for a while, but you felt like you've had to do this, be the savior, be the fixer, be the just a part of something that ultimately felt like it wasn't you. You were just there. I don't know what this is. I'm talking to an Aquarius that was either in a connection, a workplace, an experience. You were just there, and maybe you felt like this your whole life, wanting this, being that, but knowing that you had to walk the line in between. I also feel like I'm speaking to an Aquarius that's coming out of something and wanting this. You're almost there. I don't know. I need to get clarification from the tarot for that one. I don't feel restricted, okay? I feel like you're in observation mode in your dream state even. You're in observation mode at your workplace, within your family and friendship circles. You are observing your entire journey to date and seeing how far that has taken you, what it has gifted you with, what you have learned. The role you are playing, have played, will play, is continually changing. The winds of change are here. The Queen of Pentacles, that's the second time she's come out today. Maybe this is a finance thing. Maybe this is tangibility. The Three of Swords. They have jumped out, and I felt like I didn't want to put them on the table. But just talk about them. You've gained and yielded genuine gifts and wisdom and learning from heartbreak, trauma, past betrayals. You know, you've learned a lot about, you're reviewing a lot. You're seeing your journey to date and everything you've learned when it comes to, you know, wisdom that you've gained through life's ultimate betrayals. You're seeing things from a higher view thanks to the Hangman. He's, you know, he's not necessarily living in this state of consciousness, or this one, he's looking at it from a higher view. Seeing the purpose of both offer us wisdom. Ace of Cups. You want to know a lot, don't you? There's a lot trying to come through. Okay, you tell me when. Oh wow, the Ace of Cups, the Tower. Are you kidding me? This is awakening and reflushing. Ten of Swords, Six of Wands. You've closed a massive chapter when it comes to feeling stabbed in the back by life, connections, despite your efforts, despite the energy you bring to the table. Eight of Wands. I can't even hold the cards, my dear. The Six of Wands is all about recognition. Eight of Wands is all about a lot of communication. You might be connecting, talking. There might be a new love in your life. You might be reviewing the gifts and wisdom of old heartbreaks and betrayal. Wanting to be recognized by a new love or some form of love. Let's have a look. The Judgment. The past is showing up. The Six of Cups. The Ten of Cups. The Nine of Cups. This is ridiculously good. Two of Coins. What are you going to invest, hey, Aquarius? Seven of Cups. You have options. The Lovers. Holy Goats. There's two sevens right next to each other. Seven of Coins. You are in review mode about a connection. The Justice card. The Hermit. Wow. And there you are. I can't make this stuff up. You had so many cards that jumped out at the start, and they told a little story on their own, didn't they? You've learned a lot from your past, from deep betrayals. There's been massive endings for sure. Love has been reignited in some way thanks to the Ace of Cups. The Six of Wands wanted to make itself known. That's about marriage. You know, you've learned a lot about marriage. You've learned about a lot about what it is that you need when it comes to recognition. You've recognized the goals, the wisdom, the role you've played, what you want ultimately when it comes to love. You've recognized your need to be recognized, you know, equally. A lot is changing when it comes to this heart chakra stuff. I feel this is a lot to do with love, connections. I think I'm also speaking to Aquariuses that are judging themselves for the actions on the past. And there is also an opportunity that someone from the past will come back or is in your awareness. The trumpet has sounded. You are being reminded and called back to the past about everything you've learned, about whatever it is that you did or didn't invest when it comes to getting your wish. Nine of Cups is that feeling of he got what he wanted. Did you get what you wanted? And if you didn't, what are you going to do about it? I feel like you probably bargained yourself here in some way. There wasn't equal reciprocity. There was this juggling, okay? Maybe you were juggling your true self. Maybe you were juggling two people, because it's right next to the Lovers. Okay, there was wisdom that was gained, feeling judged, seeing judgment, accepting judgment. In the past was the Ten of Cups, whatever that means for you. Okay, your ideal, what you've learned about what that means for you. We all create our own definitions when it comes to this, yeah? Your picture doesn't have to look like that. It can be uniquely molded and formed. I feel like I'm even speaking to Aquariuses that have, I feel there's a conversation. Are you having a conversation with someone from the past about all this? Yeah? Because I think you're going to be faced with options in some way. Now, there's like this, I can go this way or I can go that way. That's what I'm picking up on, Aquarius, okay? Because the way the card, and this is almost like a spiritual juncture that you essentially need to truly balance karma. Are you going to engage and play your own role? Are you going to engage and step into this new sense of self, this integrated self that is the culmination of everything you've ever learned? Are you going to take the most shiniest? Just because, you know, because all that glitters is not necessarily golden. I feel like I'm speaking to an Aquarius that's faced with an option here. Now, this can go deep and spiritually healing as how I'm approaching love, fulfillment, because this is a resurrection of love. This is a potential resurrection of something from the past. And is that something that feels like a wish fulfillment to you? A resurrection of old dreams when it comes to whatever that means. And that's unique for all of us. There's a resurrection. I feel like I'm speaking to someone that's had an Aquarius that has had someone show up from the past, or they're coming and permeating into your awareness. There was a choice you made a while ago. There's a choice you will make now. This feels like a key juncture. You're reviewing your journey to date and seeing how much you've gained, learned, what's ultimately been of value. I think you're judging yourself for not yet being at the Ten of Coins, and you could certainly have lost money. 2 and 7 is 9. That's not very far away, is what I want to say. This, don't stop too much at that pause and review, because I think you are so close and the reward is so rightfully yours. But there's a choice here. There is a head and heart choice that needs to be made. And ultimately underneath all of this is you. This is your energy. So this is a soul lesson. Whatever you're reviewing, whatever you're looking at, whatever, you know, are you going to keep hanging on to this? That's what's rightly underneath the star. There's a soul wisdom here for you this week. Where are you going to walk? I also now want to call this sitting on the fence. It's sitting on the fence. I know there's no fence. Because you're in higher review mode. You really are. You're embracing the energy of the hermit. That's your outcome. Okay? God, and I want to show you this. If you look up closely, look at his lantern. It's not a candle, it's a star. Do you know where he got his wisdom from, Aquarius? From you. Wish upon a shooting star. This journey, this experience that you're currently in review mode about, there is karma balancing. There is karma balancing. The worst is truly behind you. You are closing a massive chapter. There is an opportunity here for you to either resurrect the past, judge someone, and inflict on them all the pain they inflicted on you, or for you to truly acknowledge the pain and experience the wisdom you have learned in your old journey and everything it has given you, and how you decide ultimately how you want to move forward. What are you going to be remembered and recognized for? Because I don't even think you want to remember yourself for this. And there's a lot of energy and investment that has gone into this feeling like this about life, this situation. You've invested a lot. You constantly juggle, trying to feel like, I just want to feel optimistic and hopeful, and I feel like you've juggled two roles in your life too. Who you truly are, who you feel like you should be. This feels deep. It's about loss. It's about everything you've learned about loss. And is anything truly lost when we've gained wisdom? You've gained this wisdom, and now what are you going to do about it? Thought, prayer, meditation is great and all, but it is action that counts in the eyes of the universe, Aquarius. I feel like I need to tell you to act this week on some level. Because there's this energy of potential stagnancy. I can sit too long in review mode, on the fence about something. Because the minute I've seen myself and my experiences, all of them from a higher view, I've acknowledged that wisdom. What happens after that? What value is going to school and learning a degree, learning anything, unless I'm actually going to implement it? There's an action point. And you know it. Sometimes that can feel very overwhelming too, Aquarius. Sometimes that can feel very overwhelming when it comes to, you know, the trumpet has sounded. Have you heard the call? Have you heard the call? You are resurrecting something here, an old love, an old view, an old dream, an old knowing. There is a karmic balancing here from the past that is completely within your power, will, and choosing to embrace this week. And in doing so, it frees you from the binds that have ultimately kept you held for a very long time. I even want to say this is karma, clearing karma, soul contracts, old roles, soul roles, yeah? It feels very deep. This is you coming home and recognizing self, recognizing, it's also the marriage card. You know, maybe there was a lot that was gained from a marriage or a marriage type commitment. When it comes to wisdom that it has gifted you, maybe you've gained a lot of wisdom about what that means for you. When society is getting married and, you know, you're not necessarily one to want to settle down and be traditional, yeah? Coming home to yourself is what I'm feeling, and there's this wisdom. What I do want to say, the key message I want you to take this week, it's very spiritual in the sense there's 2 sevens here, okay, but it's karmically balancing. You're having an opportunity to truly balance karma this week. Make a choice. But the key is, you know, like I said, once we acknowledge a wisdom, a lesson has been learned, something we have incorporated within us, as a new perception, new belief. What is it unless it's acted upon? If you are called to act, when you are called to act and make a choice, this is the Gemini card. When you are called to act and make a choice, Aquarius, what will you do? What will you do? I'm genuinely interested to see how this reads next week, because I feel something is majorly shifting this week for you. You're letting go of grief, and you know what? That can span into an old connection. It can be your concepts around walking away from that, which, you know, it's well and truly time to walk into the new. Grief teaches us a lot. Grief teaches us a lot. And for the most part, I think I'm speaking to Aquarius is that perhaps grieving their true authentic self all this time in many ways. Not that you weren't grieving, okay? A connection, an experience, something from the past. But perhaps the biggest grief of all is when we can't truly feel like we're embracing our highest expression of ourselves. That's the gift for you in the coming years. Show the world who you are. Speak your truth. You will judge yourself if you don't. There's a soul calling here, and it's huge. Like it's deep. This is not just about connection. This is not just about experience, whatever, career. This is. Have you heard the trumpet? Have you heard the trumpet? The last 10 or 20 years is relevant. The last 2 years is relevant. The next 6 weeks are relevant. Okay? Good luck. I'll see you next week.